day. From First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio, this is the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns taking on Jared Goff and the Detroit Lions.
We're in the so-called rock and roll capital of the world, Cleveland, Ohio, at First Energy Stadium on the shores of Lake Erie. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Detroit Lions and the Cleveland Browns. Ready to get us started, it's Cade York, and off we go from Cleveland. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Detroit gets set to go on offense, and it will be the seventh-year pro out of Cal, Jared Goff, leading the attack in his second season as a Lion.
Certainly a different set of circumstances awaited Jared Goff in Detroit last season after his trade from Los Angeles. He made what he could out of them and managed 3 wins on a rebuilding Lions team. They should improve this year behind Goff after an offseason where they made considerable investments in order to try and improve this ball club.
And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. Well, if they have any thoughts of coming in here and getting this road victory, that's not the way to start it out on the first play of the game.
Yeah, one thing you always say when you go on the road, take the crowd out of the game. They actually brought the crowd into it by permitting that sack right out of the gate.
Gotta hope that's not a sign of things to come as they face an early second and long. Another try after the first down sack. Goff. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Crowd getting in it a bit already. Here's an early 3rd and 10. Goff now to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block, but the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Right back to Swift again on 2nd down.
Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
On first down, it's gone. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
That's a ball he needs to let go of there. Wasn't the most time in the world to work through his progression, but NFL quarterbacks, they've got to sense the pressure. They've got that internal clock, and the ball has to be gone. And if you're not going to escape and run for it, you have to let it go before the pressure gets to you and puts you on the ground.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Here's Goff. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. This is the correct call. Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Goff a handoff here to Swift, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. To throw is Goff. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 23. The 3rd down conversion is successful. Give them 12 yards that time. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And a short gain here down to the 22. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Still 9 remaining on 2nd down. Goff now looking to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Greedy Williams picks it off. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, try to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into position, and this is not the ending that they saw on this drive, is it? They had things going their way.
The Browns on their way out now for the first time, and we'll also get a look at the player brought in from Houston to run this offense, and that's Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson makes his return to the NFL gridiron this season after holding out for the entirety of 2021 and being traded from Houston. The Cleveland Browns, they made a big investment not only to bring him in, but to give him by far the most guaranteed money in NFL history. If Watson remains the same player he was in Houston, though, a 3-time Pro Bowler and one of the game's biggest playmakers, he may finally solve a decades-long search for Cleveland's franchise quarterback.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Watson. A little juke. And some room to maneuver. And Watson has enough for the first down yardage as he slides to the turf. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
From the 50, it's Watson. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. No score after 1 on EA Sports. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. Dancing away at the 35. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. It's a gain of 10, and the Browns are going to get a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Good push up front, and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. From the red zone now, Watson. And that play, good coverage there, forced the ball free.
Once you get into the red zone, space is at a premium for receivers to try and operate and shake themselves free. That one's incomplete.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Watson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And, of course, that's not an easy man to sack. You know how elusive he can be trying to get outside of the pocket. That was a great play on the defensive side.
And I wonder what was going through his mind, because he didn't seem as committed to using his legs to pick up yardage. He wanted to keep that play alive, so either take off and go or throw it away. But he held on to the football and ended up getting sacked.
Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? They'll set up to throw. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
So it's 3rd and long, and you know this is going to be a pass. So defensively, they're bringing an extra defensive back and just blanket the field. And this is an ill-advised throw right here as it winds up being picked off easily.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. Remember last time out, they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed them up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
Yeah, and one great way to judge a defense, how do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and have to run out in the field and try to put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively. Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
On 2nd and 9, Goff. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. Back to throw. And oh, it's a safety. Goff got buried in the end zone. He couldn't get rid of it.
Well, 2 snaps ago, I don't think anyone thought a safety was on the table, yet it happened. They cut him up back-to-back plays, breaking through the line. No amount of evading was going to save him from a sack on either play, and on the last one, he ran too deep into the end zone to set up the safety.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. Returnable for Grant. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They go up the middle with Chubb. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you in just a couple of minutes we'll get you to Orlando and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the numbers and the next-gen stats from this first half of football so far. On first down, it's Watson. Swings this out for Hunt. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
From the 31, Watson got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. Watson to Njoku there for the Cleveland first.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Yeah, the Browns are going to have a first and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. From the gun, here's Watson. Touchdown! Deshaun Watson on target to David Njoku. And the Browns will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Now Cade York for the extra point. And this is good as they extend it out now to a 9-0 lead. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
And I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. The Goff's throw taken in by Chark. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw, Goff. That'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And they are going to have a first down, and they're in field goal range as well as they're down inside the 20.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 first downs. They're taking it to them, and it's paying off.
First down now, but that clock rolling. From the red zone now, Goff. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Gone. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Goff throwing again. Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Lions are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. And a lot of football, full half to be played. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it was Jamison Williams wrapping things up with a touchdown. So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll start the third quarter on the ground with Hunt. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a 1st down.
Broke the 1 tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. The Browns send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. .42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Lions will take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
I have to think a major focus at the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. From the 24, Goff. He's got his tight end over the middle, T.J. Hockenson. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Goff finding Hockenson there for the Lion first.
Having someone like T.J. Hockenson as your starting tight end makes you feel good as an organization because he finds ways to get open and gives his quarterback a reliable safety net over the middle or even to the edges. Case in point there, that play for a 1st down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Well, they'll sweep. And not much doing. He'll get this only up to about the 36. Jadeveon Clowney there on the stop.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
On 2nd down, Swift. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Here's Goff. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And here now the punter, Fox, as he sends this one away. yards on the return after a punt of 39. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Third quarter of a 2-point game, a good one so far. Here's 2nd and 10. Handoff up the middle, Hunt. He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
A dime look defensively for the Lions on 3rd. Back to throw, Watson. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So the completion good for just 3. And that's going to make it 4th down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. It just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
The Browns send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. Taken in at the 22. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Goff on 1st down. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the 1st down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Third quarter action. Appreciate you joining us from Cleveland, Ohio. 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap for Goff. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Man open. It's St. Brown. He's got it. And he is going to have a Lions 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
3rd and 4 is always a tough call. Maybe a little too long to run for it, but not too long to hit him on the quick slant. And that was well executed. Found the window and zipped it right in there.
To the air again. Goff. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the 1st half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. Goff again. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the gun, here's Goff. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Goff linking up with Shark for a Lions first down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards on the play.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. That one complete. He finds Shark. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Second and 7. Here's Goff. This is caught. And the Lions are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Goff. And in for the Lions, touchdown. Jared Goff with a connection to T.J. Hockenson. And the Lions have moved out in front here in the 4th quarter. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, yeah, I give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead is up to 5. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. From his end zone, it's Demetric Felton. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And they'll begin by running the option. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Out of the gun, Watson. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted.
And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Brandon, offensively, this has been a tough day for him. Trying to find a place to throw the football. It's been extremely difficult. I've got to give a lot of credit to the secondary, especially the corners who've had the receivers on lockdown.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Another important fourth quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. After the interception, here's Goff. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot they want to get into. That's what we call not taking. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards it. Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he let him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground incomplete.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Now Goff. And he wisely will throw that one away. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
Seibert able to knock this one through, and that'll push the lead up to 8. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Cleveland offense making their way out. And that last turnover could have proven more costly, but their defense only gave up 3. But now answering with a field goal doesn't do them much on this drive. They need to try and find the end zone.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Another nice move. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
They're not out of it yet, but in order to come back, they need to play clean football the rest of the way. He makes the correct read there, passing on challenging a blanket coverage and getting the first down with his legs instead.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Watson. On a bad time late for a poor throw. It's intercepted. Picked off by Will Harris. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
And Detroit back in possession of the football.
And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Out of the gun, Goff. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he's going to get this down near the 25. First down, Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They will run straight ahead with Swift. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll try and run here with Swift. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the 1st. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And they take a knee. Yard line, 2nd and 11. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around the training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Goff with a kneel down here, and that should put a conclusion to this one.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half of the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.